I'd like you to read this responsibly as you come to the Bema. The promise of redemption.
Thus said the Lord, the people escaped from the sword, found favor in the wilderness. Eternal love I conceived for you then. Therefore I continue my grace to you.
I will build you firmly again, O maiden Israel. Again you shall take up your timbrels and go forth to the rhythm of the dancers.
Again you shall plant vineyards on the hills of Samaria. Men shall plant and live to enjoy them.
For the day is coming when watchmen shall proclaim in the heights of Ephraim, Come, let us go to Zion, to the Lord our God.
For thus said the Lord, cry out in joy for Jacob, shout at the crossroads of the nations. Sing aloud in praise and say, Save, O Lord, your people, the remnant of Israel.
I will bring them in from the northland, gather them from the ends of the earth, the blind and the lame among them,
those with child,
and those in labor. In a vast throng they shall return here.
They shall come with weeping, and with compassion I will guide them. I will lead them to streams of water, for I am ever a father to Israel.
Hear the word of the Lord, O nations, and tell it in the coastlands afar. Say, He who scattered Israel will gather them, and will guard them as the shepherd his flock.
Thus said the Lord, a cry is heard in Ramah, wailing, bitter weeping. Rachel weeping for her children. She refuses to be comforted, for her children who are gone.
Thus said the Lord, restrain your voice from weeping, your eyes from shedding tears. For there is a reward for your labor, declares the Lord. They shall return from the enemy's land.
And there is hope for your future, declares the Lord. Your children shall return to their country.
See, a time is coming, declares the Lord. I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. I will put my teaching into their inmost being, and inscribe it upon their hearts. I'd like to join together with B'taher Libenu. I believe it's the Shlomo Karlebach version. I think you're all familiar with the very famous Canadian singer, rabbi. We're talking to God. Oh, purify our hearts that we may worship Thee in truth. B'taher Libenu le'ovdecha 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 be'emet. B'taher Libenu le'ovdecha 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 be'emet. I can't hear you. B'taher Libenu le'ovdecha 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 be'emet. B'taher Libenu le'ovdecha 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 be'emet. Now the words that Mark is going to read now are a reading of dedication. They were written by Edmund Flegg 50 years ago. I think, Walter, you know where Edmund Flegg Street up is in Haifa, where the Leo Beck School, the Leo Beck High School, which is supported by the Reform Movement, one of the very best of high schools in the entire country. And I think these words are just as true today as when they were written. So Mark, you would please come to the Bema. I am a Jew.
I am a Jew because the faith of Israel demands of me no abdication of the mind.
I am because of all the devotion of my heart.
I am a Jew because in every place where suffering weeps, the Jew weeps.
I am a Jew because at every time when despair cries out, the Jew hopes.
I am a Jew because the word of Israel is the oldest and the newest.
I am a Jew because the promise of Israel is the universal promise.
I am a Jew because for Israel the world is not completed. Men and women are completing it.
I am a Jew because for Israel man is not created. Men are creating him.
I am a Jew because above the nations and Israel, Israel places man and his unity.
I am a Jew because above man, image of the divine unity, Israel places the divine unity and its divinity. We all rise to proclaim the Shema Yisrael, the watchword of our Jewish faith, as we sing together the top of page 6. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. join together. Everybody, please. You shall love the Lord your God. Everybody, with all your might, with all your strength, and with all your being. Set these words that I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be reminders before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorpost of your homes and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I, the Lord, am your God, led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Lord, am your God. On page 7, you're reading about the relationship between the land of Israel and the Jewish people, Israel and the Jew. Okay.
For the Jew, Israel is a state of mind. It is not only a piece of geography. It is history, it is theology, it is memory. It is Jewish tears and Jewish triumphs. It is Jewish anguish and Jewish ecstasy. It is childhood legends with biblical verses. It is the direction that we pray as the subject of our prayers. It is excellent homecoming. It is a burning temple and a new flag at the United Stations. It is Tisha B'Av and Yom HaMatzot, the 9th of Av and the 5th of Iyar. It is the people restored and hope reborn.
We're going to sing together the song at the bottom, V'Yehuda le'olam teisheh, V'Yerushalayim l'dor v'dor, May Judah dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. I'm going to do this twice. So the first time, you're going to get a chance to listen to the melody. This side is not been singing too much. We want this side especially. So the second time around, I want to hear everybody loud and clear. Just hum and then sing. V'Yehuda le'olam teisheh, V'Yehuda Mark, if you would come to the bima, because you're going to be reading a very lovely poem about the Jewish people on page 8, and Mark is reading this as a solo. The Eternal Riddle, it was written by Philip Ratner. I don't know if you've been to the north yet. They've been to the, not yet, I heard you're going. You're going Friday, tomorrow Friday up in Galilee and so on. Philip Ratner is an American, Jewish-American artist, who has a Bible art museum in Safed in Sfat at the top of the city. There's an old building that was taken over and made into a beautiful museum. But he's also a poet, and he wrote this song. No relation, apparently, to Ratner's on the Lower East Side, for those of you from the New York area. But who are we, Mark? This is what we're always trying to understand. And you're going to help us by reading this poem, The Eternal Riddle.
Israel, my people, God's greatest riddle. Will your solution ever be told? Fought, never conquered. Bent, never broken. Mortal, immortal. Youthful though old. Egypt enslaved you. Babylon crushed you. Rome led you captive, homeless your head. Where are those nations mighty and fearsome? You have survived them. They are long dead. Nations keep coming, nations keep going, passing like shadows, wiped off the earth. You are eternal. You remain a witness, watching their burial, watching their birth. Pray, who revealed to you heaven's great secret, death and destruction thus to defy. Suffering, torture, stake, inquisition. Pray, who taught you never to die? Yes, and who gave you faith deep as ocean, strong as the rock hills, fierce as the sun? Hated and hunted ever you wanted, bearing a message, God is but one. Israel, my people, God's greatest riddle. Will your solution ever be told?
Interesting question. Maybe someday we'll have an answer. And we'd like you, Mark, now to lead us responsibly. You're going to be asking some questions in the middle of page 8, and we as a group will respond to you. Please, what does it mean to be a Jew?
What does it mean to be a Jew?